hoping you get out of this is beginning freshman level knowledge of UDL.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, when do you get to expert level? It's after you've used it. You know, you have no idea. We could sit here for this whole 2-hour period and check, you know, and chuck stuff at you about universal design. We could really dig down into the principles and the research of it. And the truth is, you can't take all that back to your classroom. You can only take back a little bit of knowledge on it and then put your spin on it and then go back and revisit this and say, oh, that makes sense now. Okay, let's add that in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't eat the whole apple in one bite. You got to take little bites of it.
What we want to do is give you some resources that you can refer to, because there's tons of resources. So again, we want to give you a few that you can just have in your back pocket, and then say, oh, okay, that makes sense. Let me go back to my happy place, my safe place. This is the crux of UDL. And those 3 colors at the top are the 3 areas that they talked about. So we have multiple means of representation, the what, multiple means of action and representation, the how, and multiple means of engagement, the why. Okay, so it's all, a lot of this is based on those 3 things. And then, so that's the basic. From multiple means of representation, you want to get eventually to resourceful and knowledgeable learners. From multiple means of action and expression, you want to develop strategic, goal-directed learners. Multiple means of engagement, the why, you want to get purposeful, motivated learners. Okay, so you want to start at these basic things for the purpose of. And all that stuff in the middle are steps to get there. We were at a conference, a UDL conference, and the one moderator said, okay, what are the 31 principles of UDL? And unexpectedly, they asked that of a panel of experts. And I think almost every single one of them had a heart attack. And they were able to pull off, and that's what those are. Those are the 31, but oh my goodness. But really, so let's step back, keep it simple.
Yeah.
And so you start with those 3 main areas. That's the simple, and you're going to that bottom layer of expert learners. What they want is to have expert learners, which sounds pretty weird, but it also sounds pretty good. I mean, isn't every learner an expert learner? Well, that's the phrase they coined. But there's ways to get there. And on the far left, you can see that first you provide access, then you provide guided practice and support, and then you provide independent practice. So I say this is not another initiative, okay? And I think you agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
This is a framework, and instead of looking at it as a separate add-on to teaching, it should be the teaching. Because one of the main differences about it is it looks at the curriculum, you work with the curriculum, and make sure that all kids can access it. As opposed to, let's say, making sure kids test into different levels of the curriculum. Or, you know, making sure kids fit here and there. No, you look at the curriculum, and it's a good, you know, it doesn't matter what your curriculum is. If you're using whatever the district determines, or you're making your own, and then you make sure that all learners you have in your class have access to that curriculum. That's what universal design for learning is. You've designed it so that kids universally can learn it. It doesn't mean they're learning it all in the same way to the same extent, but they all have access. It's just keep in mind that it doesn't have to be, you don't have to know everything, know it all, and it doesn't have to be as thorough as, you know, you don't have to be an expert at it to start it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.